More than a decade of passion, adventure, and heartbreak. A story so rich, so soul-stirring, it became more than just a show. It became a part of who we are. We've laughed with them. We've cried with them. We've held our breath through every twist of fate. Jamie and Claire's journey has never been just fiction. It's been a timeless dance between love and loss, fate and sacrifice. And now, the final chapter is within reach. Outlander's creator, Diana Gabaldon, has broken her silence, confirming what many feared and others hoped. Season 8 won't just end the story. It will transform it. Big changes are coming. This isn't just a goodbye, it's a rewriting of destiny. With Season 7, Part 2 arriving this November, everything we know is about to be tested. Loyalties, hearts, and timelines will collide. This is the emotional prelude to a finale that promises to shatter expectations and possibly break our hearts. So ask yourself, if love demanded it, would you defy time itself? Behind the scenes, Outlander's path to its final season is just as layered as the story itself. Showrunner Matthew B. Roberts recently revealed that Season 7 was a unique blend of content from Book 6, 7, and 8 of Diana Gabaldon's best-selling series. But for Season 8, the final chapter, the focus shifts almost entirely to Book 9, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone. There had once been real hope among fans that elements from Book 10, the grand finale Diana is still writing, might make it into the series. After all, with Gabaldon herself involved in the writing, many believed the show's conclusion might align with the novels. But just when fans thought they had a sense of what was coming, Diana Gabaldon shattered all expectations. In a heartfelt, deeply personal post shared on her official Facebook page, Diana Long, the soul and architect of this sweeping saga, revealed a truth that left fans stunned, emotional, and perhaps even a little heartbroken. The ending of the Outlander TV series will not follow the same path as the books. She confirmed clearly and without ambiguity that Jamie and Claire's on-screen farewell will be entirely different from the ending she's crafting for the novels. This revelation sent shockwaves through the fandom. For years, readers and viewers alike believed one path would lead into the other. But now, we find ourselves at a narrative crossroads. Two timelines, two endings, one love story. And both are destined to diverge when it matters most. The challenge before the showrunners is nothing short of epic. With only 10 episodes allotted for Season 8, they've been tasked with concluding a story that spans centuries, lifetimes, and the very fabric of time itself. Season 7 ends near the conclusion of An Echo in the Bone, leaving 3 major novels written in my own heart's blood, Go Tell the Bees That I Am Gone, and the forthcoming Book 10 nearly untouched. That's an ocean of untold stories, pivotal moments, and emotional payoffs still hanging in the balance. So what now? The writers must distill this sprawling, time-bending saga into a tight, poignant farewell. They must choose painfully and deliberately which threads to tie off, which moments to honor, and which stories will be left to the imagination. Their task isn't just to end a show. It's to deliver closure to a fandom that has lived inside this world for more than a decade. Diana, ever the gracious storyteller, has asked fans to approach this finale with open hearts. She emphasized that the books in the series are now 2 separate, equally meaningful journeys. Each journey has its own rhythm, emotion, and conclusion. While that may be difficult for some to accept, it's also a gift. 2 endings, each shaped by different mediums, but both bound by the same unshakable love story. What's perhaps most surprising is that Book 10, the final volume of Claire and Jamie's literary tale, will remain completely untouched by the show. Not because the creators don't want to include it, but because there's simply not enough time left to honor it properly. Diana Gabaldon has chosen to protect the integrity of her final book, to keep those sacred final moments between the pages safe, secret, and hers alone to tell. And maybe that's how it should be. Over the years, the show has done an admirable job staying true to Diana's vision. But as the clock winds down, and the series prepares to say goodbye sooner than many expected, the direction grows increasingly uncertain. Book 9 ends on a breathtaking cliffhanger. one that would feel too abrupt, too unresolved, to serve as a final farewell for millions of devoted viewers. And Diana agrees. She doesn't want her story's end spoiled on screen. She wants it felt, page by page, word by word. So when the final episode of Outlander airs, it won't be the end of Jamie and Claire's journey, not really. Because the truest ending, the one Diana has poured her heart into for decades, still awaits us in Book 10. And when that day comes, fans will finally discover how this epic, once-in-a-lifetime love story really ends. Not with the roll of credits, but with the turn of a page. Perhaps most intriguing of all, Diana has promised to solve one of the most haunting mysteries in the Outlander universe, Jamie's ghost. You remember it, that unforgettable moment in the very first episode, when Frank sees a mysterious Scottish man in a kilt gazing up at Claire through the window. That ghost has stirred speculation for years. But Diana revealed the full explanation will come only at the very end of Book 10. When asked if it would appear in Book 9, she simply said, "No, it will be the very last thing in the last book." That leaves the show in a tricky position. The writers must now craft an original ending, one that stays true to the spirit of Jamie and Claire, without spoiling Diana's grand finale. It's a huge responsibility. Can they create an emotionally satisfying conclusion without unraveling the magic of the story? Can they answer mysteries like Jamie's ghost in a way that feels authentic, even if it's different from the book? Meanwhile, Diana has dropped a few tantalizing clues about how her novels will end. She confirmed that the final scene will take place in the year 18. A massive time jump, considering the current season was set in 1777. This suggests we may see Jamie and Claire in their later years, looking back on a life lived fully and fiercely together. What could be more poetic than a full-circle return to where it all began? Scotland. Diana Gabaldon has confirmed that the book series will reach its breathtaking conclusion. In the very land that first cradled Jamie and Claire's love story, the misty, wild hills of the Highlands. It's a fitting return to the roots of this epic saga, where passion, destiny, and time itself converge. But now, the real question looms large. Will the show follow this path? Will the camera sweep once more across the Scottish landscape, bringing us back to the rugged beauty where Jamie and Claire's journey first unfurled? Or with one last unexpected twist? Will the show carve its own trail, defying expectations and delivering one final divergence? In a saga that has already written its place in television history, as we approach the end of this monumental story, there remains a mountain of storylines still searching for resolution. But this isn't just about tying up loose ends. Season 7, Part 2, and the final season must deliver something more. A farewell worthy of the love, legacy, and legend that is Outlander. The emotional payoff fans have been waiting for. A journey of heartbreak, triumph, and a love that has transcended time. These episodes won't just conclude a show. They must seal the legacy of a love story that has endured across centuries, defied fate, and weathered the fiercest of storms. One of the most powerful arcs yet to unfold is that of William Ransom, a young man poised on the precipice of discovering a truth that will shake the very foundation of his identity. The man he's been told is his father, Lord John Grey, is not his biological father at all. William's true father is none other than Jamie Fraser, the man he has known all his life only as an uncle. The emotional journey William is about to embark on, as he navigates this staggering revelation and grapples with his true heritage, promises to be one of the most heart-wrenching and transformative moments of the entire series. The fallout from this discovery will redefine who William is, forcing him to confront everything he thought he knew about himself, his family, and the world around him. And then there's the shadow of Archbug, whose chilling promise to Rachel and young Ian still hangs like a sword over their future. When ye have something worth taking, you'll see me again. That promise isn't just a threat. It's a haunting reality that could tear apart everything these two have fought for. The tension is palpable. and fans are bracing for the explosive moment when Archbug returns to collect on his vow. But will this dark figure of vengeance rip apart Rachel and Ian's hard-won happiness? Or will the strength of their love prove resilient enough to weather even this storm? Speaking of love, there's no question that Rachel and young Ian's story has captured the hearts of fans everywhere. But the pain of war, loss, and the scars left behind threaten to overshadow their future. Fans are desperate for a resolution, one that sees these two souls, so deeply scarred by the ravages of time and conflict, finally find peace. It's not just about a happy ending. It's about a quiet, emotional conclusion, one that affirms love's ability to rise from the ashes of grief and loss. Meanwhile, the stakes for Roger and Brianna have never been higher. With their hearts divided by centuries of time, will they ever find their way back to each other? And what becomes of their son, Jemmy, caught in the middle of this tangled web of past and present? As the mystery surrounding Rob Cameron deepens, Roger and Brianna's fate hangs in the balance, and the threads of their journey are about to converge in a way that promises to shake everything they've come to believe. And let's not forget the monumental weight of history itself, bearing down on these characters. The Revolutionary War is reaching its bloody climax, and Jamie Fraser, the soldier, the leader, the lover, is once again poised on the front lines. What role will he play in this final battle for a new nation? Will Jamie survive to witness the birth of America, a country shaped by his sacrifices and the lives he's touched? Or will the flames of war demand yet another sacrifice? From a man who has already given so much for his family, his land, and his love? As the story draws to its final pages, the journey that began in the rugged highlands is about to reach its shattering conclusion, one that will leave an indelible mark on every heart that's followed it. Will the show's ending mirror the beauty and finality of Diana Gabaldon's books? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain. The love story of Jamie and Claire Fraser is one for the ages. And as we approach the final chapter, we'll all be asking ourselves, just as we did at the very start, will they finally find peace? Will love transcend the ages? Or will the past demand a final price that even love cannot pay? You can't escape it. And then there's Fraser's Ridge, the home they built with their own hands, the dream they bled for. Can it be rebuilt? Can it become the sanctuary it once was? As their story nears its final chapter, at the heart of it all lies the most emotional farewell of them all. The end of Jamie and Claire's love story. A love forged in war, tested by time, and immortalized across centuries. Their final moments together are sure to echo with the same words that have defined them from the beginning. On your feet, soldier. I would very much like to kiss you. How many women do you know who are my age and still have all their own teeth? It's these small human moments, the humor, the warmth, the strength, that remind us why we fell in love with them in the first place. And now, as the curtain begins to fall, we can only hope that the final act of Outlander honors every heartbeat that came before. Well, I admit you're very well preserved for such an old Sassenach. Even after all these years, Jamie's playful jabs still manage to melt our hearts. But as we approach the final chapters of Outlander, there's more than just romance and war left to resolve. There are long-standing mysteries still lingering in the mist. Unanswered questions that have haunted fans since Season 1. What about Jamie's ghost? That silent, haunting figure seen in the very first episode, watching Claire from a foggy street in 1945. Why was he there? What did it mean? The show has never offered a concrete answer, and fans still theorize wildly. Then there's the enigma of time travel itself. We've seen the stones work their magic, but the true rules, the deeper mechanics of it all, have never been fully revealed. Who can travel? Who can't? What determines the pull of the stones? And let's not forget Master Raymond, the mysterious healer from Paris. Who is he really? Is he a time traveler too? A magician? A shaman? Diana Gabaldon's books hint that he may be far older than he appears, possibly part of an ancient lineage of travelers. But the show has barely scratched the surface of his story. Then there's Claire's healing power, a gift that seems to grow stronger with time. We've seen glimpses of it, her instinctive medical skills, her strange connection to life and death, and that cryptic line from the books, "Ye said you wouldn't come into your full power until your hair turned white." What exactly does that mean? Is Claire something more than just a traveler with a surgeon's hand? Is her power magical, inherited, or something else entirely? It's not going to wait. A cryptic, haunting moment that echoes in the back of our minds, as if urging us to pay attention. There's something urgent, something pressing, hidden beneath the surface of these words. Could it be that the show is finally ready to reveal the truth about Claire's fate and the true nature of her gifts before the story draws to a close? What is this urgency that won't be denied? Fans have long speculated. But the clock is ticking, and it seems the show is preparing to unravel mysteries that have lingered in the shadows for far too long. But what do you think? What answers are you hoping for? Do you have theories about what's to come? Drop them in the comments. Your theory might just be the one the show is leading us toward. And now, the most gut-wrenching question of all: how will it all end? We've each crafted our own version of a perfect ending for Jamie and Claire. Will it be a peaceful resolution, where they finally find the calm they've long deserved? Will it be bittersweet, with the passing of time pulling them apart? Or perhaps it will be tragic, a final moment of heartbreak that seals their love forever in the annals of time. Kaito Onabolfe, who brings Claire to life with such depth and grace, has shared her own vision for the end, and it's as hauntingly beautiful as we could imagine. She envisions a scene steeped in the ancient magic of Celtic legend, where the love between Jamie and Claire transcends time itself. I think it has to be a Romeo and Juliet moment, where they are both together, or an Owen and Deirdre moment, where Jamie and Claire lie down together and slowly drift off. This reference to the myth of Owen and Deirdre, a tragic Celtic tale where Deirdre dies of grief after losing her beloved, is more than just a romantic image. It's deeply symbolic of the extraordinary bond between Jamie and Claire, a love that is not just strong, but elemental, timeless. Kater Onabolfe further reflects on the bond between her character and Jamie, saying, "I don't think one can survive without the other. Nobody is eternal, so they might as well go together." This speaks to a love so intertwined that its very essence is inseparable, as if their fates are written into the fabric of the universe itself. To imagine one without the other is simply impossible. And yet, for those of us still clinging to the fantasy that Jamie could step forward through time into the modern world with Claire and their family, that dream is slowly fading into the distance. Diana Gabaldon has been unequivocal in her response to that hope. When asked by a fan if Jamie could ever cross the stone and live at Lallybroch in the 20th century, her answer was simple, direct, and final: no. Jamie's story is forever rooted in the past. He is of the highlands of blood, soil, and a history that cannot be severed. His very essence belongs to the 18th century, to the world he fought for, to the land that bore him. Jamie cannot escape that fate. And perhaps that's where the beauty and heartbreak of Outlander lie. Some love stories are simply too powerful to belong to just one time. So, no, Jamie will not step into the future. He won't be strolling through the streets of the modern world, hand in hand with Claire. And honestly, could we ever truly want him anywhere else? Jamie's soul, his spirit, are too bound to the land that shaped him, to the world that gave him both life and love. This, in many ways, is what makes their journey so unforgettable. The reality of a love that transcends time, but is never meant to escape it. As we stand on the precipice of this incredible journey's conclusion, we're preparing to say goodbye to a story that has spanned lifetimes, both in the history of the characters and in our own hearts. The final season carries the weight of every heartbeat, every farewell, every painful, beautiful moment. That has made Outlander unforgettable. With the end in sight, the stakes have never been higher, and the emotional tides never more intense. So, as we approach the final chapter, we're left wondering, how will it all end? Will Jamie and Claire finally find peace? Or will their love story be sealed with the same intensity, the same burning passion that has marked every moment of their lives together? Whatever happens, one thing is certain: the ending of this story will leave us changed forever. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your deepest hopes and wildest dreams for Season 8? How do you imagine the last chapter of Jamie and Claire's extraordinary love story unfolding? Let's dive into the conversation in the comments. Your thoughts, your theories, your passion for this show are what make this community so special. I can't wait to read every single one of your insights and predictions. And if you're just as obsessed as I am with everything coming in Season 7, Part 2, don't miss the next video, where we'll break down every twist, every shocking moment, and everything you need to know about what to expect this November. You won't want to miss it. There's still so much more to explore. Thank you so much for watching, for supporting, and for being part of this incredible Outlander journey. Whether you've been with us from the very first episode, or you're a recent arrival to the Ridge, your presence here means everything. Every comment, every like, every share, every moment you've spent with us adds to the magic this community creates. You are the heart of it all. Until next time.